Hello and welcome to Adoptions from the Heart TV. I'm your host, Amanda Aliberti. Today we're going to be talking with Ashley Cadet, Domestic Program Coordinator. Ashley will be talking about all the different options that you have when you're facing an unplanned pregnancy. Without further ado, take it away, Ashley.
If you're facing an unplanned pregnancy, you probably have a lot of questions. We want to talk today about a couple of options that you have for your pregnancy, just so you're prepared for all of the things that you might want to think about. So there are some temporary options for an unplanned pregnancy, and there are some permanent options. Temporary options are usually what we want to talk about first, because we want to make sure that you're really feeling comfortable, and if something's temporary, you don't have to be as committed right away. So one of the temporary options that you have, if you're feeling like, I really want to be a parent but I'm not ready right now, would be to talk to your family members or friends to see if there's someone who would be able to help you care for the baby for the short term. So if you feel like, I'll be ready in 6 months, I just need to get back on my feet, that might be a really good option for you. You can also think about whether a voluntary foster care plan would be appropriate for you if it's available in your state or county. It's not available everywhere, but it is available in some places. If you don't have family members who are able to help you care for the baby, and you know that you really just need to get a couple of things back on track and you'll be ready to parent in a few months, a voluntary foster care plan might be best for you. What you want to keep in mind with a voluntary foster care plan is that you will have system involvement either with the state or county. They will make some goals for you that you will have to meet in order to regain custody of your child. We also want to talk about the permanent options for an unplanned pregnancy. So obviously the one that I think everybody thinks about is parenting. It's the sort of the obvious thing that might come up if you are facing an unplanned pregnancy, that this is a baby that you're going to parent. So you want to really think about two questions. Do I want to be a parent, and am I ready to be a parent now? If the answer to those questions is yes, or I can get it together in the next 9 months, great, we can make that happen. We also want to think about if maybe the answer to one of those questions is no, or I'm really not sure, adoption might be something to think about. Adoption has really changed over the last several years and is not necessarily what you've always thought that it was. So open adoption is something that exists now that allows you to choose the family for your baby and continue to have contact with the child and that family. So adoption might be something that you want to consider. You do want to remember that adoption is a permanent option. So you have the opportunity to change your mind about an adoption plan only for a short period of time, shortly after the baby is born. After that point, your parental rights will be legally terminated in order for the adoptive parents to be able to adopt the child. So that's something that you do want to keep in mind, making sure that that really feels like the best choice for you. As you're facing an unplanned pregnancy and you're thinking about these options, you may experience pressure from family members, friends, and other people in your life. We want you to remember that ultimately this is your decision, and we would hope that you can find some people in your life that can support you in making the best decision for you. You will never experience pressure if you talk to a social worker at an adoption agency, like Adoptions from the Heart. So we'll talk with you about all of these options, specifically how they apply in your situation and what feels right for you. The other thing that we want you to know is that it's never too late to think about adoption. You could call us from the hospital or even after you've brought the baby home, and we can talk with you about adoption as an option for you.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for giving us all the different options of what you can do when you're facing an unplanned pregnancy. Our hope is that it won't be as scary once you are connected with an adoption counselor that can sit down and talk through all your options and not give you any pressure throughout the remainder of your process. Thank you so much, and tune in next week.